What's up, YouTube? Ross TV live on YouTube. Um, no one's tuning in just yet, but this is the first live stream that we've had on the channel in a minute there. So if you end up watching the replay of this, that's great. At the same time, hopefully some people will join the chat as this thing presents itself to people out there in the internet and all this. So just kind of stalling a little bit for, okay, got 2 people watching, dope. Alright, so basically it's a show now. Thank you guys for watching. The last time I did a stream using the PlayStation 4, I was having issues with the side screen not showing the chat, so I've also got the chat in YouTube, so hopefully I can see the comments. I can turn the volume down on this dumb thing. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so today we're talking about Dr. Seuss and cancel culture. Why? No, just to have like some content basically. I didn't feel compelled to talk about Dr. Seuss in any like strong way, but I don't have like a co-host to bounce off of, so kind of just having to come up with a topic. So anyway, I pulled up the wiki of Dr. Seuss, so maybe we'll learn about him. Ayo, fucking Tonic and Sales. What up, fam? Thanks for tuning in. Alright, so anyway, again, yeah, the damn thing today is talking about Dr. Seuss and cancel culture. As I'm sure you guys have heard, there's like been a ban of Dr. Seuss books, certain books, not all the books, but it's like a de-emphasizing of Dr. Seuss at book fairs and things like this. So it's all in the media to kind of like stir the shit pot of America, to get people riled up. I don't really care about this Dr. Seuss fiasco. Some people see it and they're getting all in a tizzy, and I do understand the cancel culture outrage in general, you know what I mean? It's insane. But every time they write about this stuff, whoop whoop, Matt FEMA, thanks for tuning in. Every time there's this cancel culture thing, this and that, it is pretty ridiculous. So, yeah, I just Wikipedia'd Dr. Seuss, and I've got his political views pulled up. Some of it was kind of interesting. First off, he was not a doctor. I looked that up, and he took on that title. That's his pen name. So people that write apparently have pen names where they just, I want to cancel that new ICP EP. That shit was terrible. The Yum Yum Lure. Yeah, I guess that was like the B-sides of the main album. I'm hoping that the main album is fucking, rocks. But, it was kind of cool that Alien Ant Farm did a track. I feel what you're saying, you know what I mean? Juggalo Day, I was at work, and work is pretty stale, especially working in a hospital during a pandemic, so, like, I was, like, hyped up on the fact that there was new music, that when I got a spare chance, and I'm pretty busy at my job, whenever I got a spare chance, I was able to, like, go through and listen to the songs, and I was, like, excited just for the new music, but I definitely understand, not feeling it. What was I going to say? The ICP's House Party Peep Show CD that they made in October, the gift thing came. Hey, what up there, Not Slim One? Fucking my homie. Thank you for tuning in, man. Yeah, the topic for the show we'll be talking about like Dr. Seuss and the bullshit of Dr. Seuss and cancel culture. As I'll, I mentioned it up top, but if you're just tuning in, I don't give a shit like any strong opinions about the whole Dr. Seuss thing. But again, like I have no like co-host or anyone to like bounce off of, so I have to have like a jumping point off of like a topic to talk about. So we'll be talking about Dr. Seuss and his political views. I've got his Wikipedia pulled up. We'll get into that, but Tonic and Sales commented, and this is the main thing, more so than Dr. Seuss, that I was interested in, was engaging with the chat and the people. So I'm glad that people are already tuning in. And anyway, Tonic and Sales was saying that he wasn't feeling the Yum Yum Lure CD, but I was about to say that I did like the ICP's House Party Peep Show CD they sent, and my favorite tracks off that album was the Mighty Moat, and the Live Dead Forever was dope, and the Cartoon Goon was dope. I've listened to those three songs a lot, and then the other few not so much. The Blob I haven't listened to like a lot. The Blob is okay. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling the Blob that much, but again, like I might have to re-listen to it. But like, like with the Mighty Moat, I like the songs where you listen to it, like you see the title for the first time, and you're like, what is this about? And then you're like, oh, like they're using slang for remote. And it's a remote that the kid is being, I guess he's a kid, yeah, he's going to school, Violent J, and he's got this redneck dad, and like, he's a shithead, and then he gets like picked on the bus, and then at school, people like dunk him in the toilet and all this. He's got a shitty life, so he orders a like remote. On the two albums, I like Smell of Rain, and I like that one too. That's what I was going to say as well, and that's my point about the Mighty Moat song and Smell of Rain, which are both songs where you like read the title and you're like, what is this one about? And as you're listening to it, you're like, oh shit, the Smell of Rain, he's talking about like literally a chick named Rain, and he consumes her, and that was dope too, because like the Yum Yum flower, consumes men and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a flower that lures you in with its intense beauty, and then like it swallows your innards and pretty much eats you. So, in the Smell of Rain, Chicken's World, hey, fucking Chicken. What up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, in the Smell of Rain, it's cool how they flipped it, to where, the Violent J is obsessed with this chick, and then so instead of like the chick consuming all of his attention for this like long period of time, he literally eats her like cannibalistic style. And then like I miss you too, guys. Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be fucking free soon too, man. Um, at the I just want to mention, as being a person that works like in the hospital system, like the COVID-19 like case load is like it's diminished by a whole bunch. Like it was like exploding on the units, and they're literally like dialing the units back. There was a whole unit that was full. Now they only got 12 patients, and then they've got normal patients on that floor separate. They separated them by a wall thing, throw up wall thing, and there's normal patients, and you can keep the doors open because so it's rules with like ventilation. So all the COVID patients' doors have to stay closed. The normal patients are separated, and you can keep their doors open, and like a lot of the nursing staff are really stoked. I'm stoked. I don't move as many COVID patients. Yeah, and it was exploding in like December through January, and then the hospital just went to like a yellow level of security restrictions. It was at a red level to where people can't see family members easily. There's exceptions they'll make, but now it's at a yellow level, and it's cool to see like people have like their loved ones see them again and shit. And like when you take like a peds patient, like a child, to a procedure, you see both parents in the room. Before it was only one could be there, I know that's hard on fucking families, not just COVID people. Not Slim, one legit timed me out over personal beef. Alright. But anyway, the land border will be closed officially 1 year on March 21st. Yeah, it is this month is the anniversary of the shitstorm, the shitiversary, if you will. But anyway, back to what I was saying like a few beats back about the Mighty Moat song. I liked that song a lot. Thought it was dope. The Cartoon Goon. I had to re-listen to the songs like a couple of times because when I listened to the Cartoon Goon, I thought like Shaggy was like talking about the Cartoon Goon. But then like after listening to it like, second listen, third listen, I was like, oh, Shaggy is the Cartoon Goon in the song. And then Violent J like comes and saves the day, then whatever. But yeah, I like the songs on the ICP House Party Peep Show. They were pretty good. So anyway, just to keep in theming of what we're talking about with the video, maybe you don't give a shit, but Dr. Seuss, not a doctor. He was he had that be his like name because his father wanted him to be a doctor, so that's why he went by the name Dr. Seuss. But his name's like Theodore Seuss Geisel. We're just gonna call him Dr. Seuss. This article keeps referring to him as Geisel, but I'll just say Dr. Seuss every time they mention that his real last name's Geisel. Dr. Seuss was a liberal Democrat and a supporter of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. I'm not going to read like the whole thing word for word because it'd probably be boring. Should be open April 1st, Slim. Oh, that's dope. Josh Vaughn, where'd you read that information? That's pretty good. Hey, Silent J. Hey, Ross, we should hang out and talk about how Blake can't come to America. Not Slum One says doubted, so I don't know. I got excited when Josh Vaughn mentioned that it could be in April that the borders are open, but I don't know. I don't know where. Josh Vaughn, you live in Detroit? I already timed out Tonic, Silent J. Oh man. I don't know what's going on there. I don't really care though. I'm not going to address that. I don't know. America is opening back up slowly. Yeah, I mean, fuck. I mean, they just did away with a bunch of the states did away with the mask stuff, and like depending on your opinion. Oh, Buffalo. Okay. Well, feel like you would know if you lived there. You should do one of Dr. Seuss stories in Toon Tuesday. Actually, I was planning on it. I don't know if that'll be this coming one, but I was like thinking about this stuff. I was like, man, this is just like fodder for Toon Tuesday. 15 states not mask mandated. Yeah, that's right. The land border is closed, and I'm still fucked to visit. Yeah, for now it is closed. Hopefully, though, like they're saying, maybe it'll be open. It'd be great if it was open in April. Yeah, I mean, if it's not in April, then gotta be fucking sometime. I mean, what the fuck, man? I thought at the hospital situation, like, it would never seem like it's at the point. It was just, like, going up and up and up. Oh, April. Oh, I see. Okay, fuck. Yeah, that's pretty good. Except it's not April Fool's now. But anyway, it's still funny, even though it sucks that it's not true. Oh, yeah, he got me too, dude. Anyway, at the hospital, man, it was just like they'd send email updates out saying how many people were in there with COVID, and the numbers never were like, oh, it kind of got low. It was always like more, and now it's been like going down, 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 and down. So all I can hope is that the fucking trend keeps up with this, and like Chicken is saying, there are loosening of restrictions. I can attest to it where I live, so I'm assuming that's going on across the nation. And yeah, they wouldn't just like feel the need to completely eliminate the masks unless there wasn't some trending downwards or some reason for them to do that, I guess. Um, we open here in Texas, baby. Yeah, fucking Silent J from Texas. How's shit in Texas, man? How so? Like the mask not wearing thing has not gone into effect yet, right? I think it like is going into effect like March 16th, or I'm not really sure. I spent like an hour watching bands I don't know perform in front of crowds in New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand's got that fucking normal life over there. Man, I just want to fucking travel the world like I used to. And, unrestricted, no mask policy, like nothing happened there. Yeah, fuck, man. Um, yeah, pretty envious of New Zealand, you know. Um, but yeah, like I would, I just started like flying in planes. Ross, I know you can't see on PS4. Chicken just super chat you $20. Oh, I should fucking. Oh, fuck, man, chicken. What the fuck, dude? Thank you. Oh, I see it. I see it. I got the fucking app down here. Thank you, man. That's super fucking fresh. And it's gonna be. Whenever we do, I'll get to fucking catch up. It's gonna be a hell of a fucking celebration. I can tell you that much. I feel like. I don't know if there'll be a gathering this year. Probably not, because I feel realistically no. And, you know, I don't want to get my hopes up. I mean, it seems like it would be fucking. Wouldn't it be fucking fresh as fuck, though, if, like, surprised they're fucking throwing it? I know I'd fucking do everything I could to go if they fucking announced that shit, you know. Halloween Horror Nights, if you're interested in that at all. It was fucking fresh as fuck. The first time I ever went to it was in 2019, not in 2021. No Gathering of the Joke. Yeah, I probably don't think so. Gathering would be hella fresh, yes, for sure. Um, 2022, I guess. I don't know when the next Super Live Monster 5 show will be, though. I mean, they've been doing these streams with sort of like shows. I was watching the Gong Show replay on YouTube at work yesterday and last night, and still didn't get all the way through it, but I saw where Andy chugged the Fagos and they fucking love that shit. I also liked seeing Andy on Juggalo Family Feud. That was cool. And man, I usually am laughing my ass off at their shenanigans. I wonder if it's worth planning a trip to you. I assume not. You all are being so safe over there. Yeah, well, you know, like, yeah, and that's killing me, man. I mean, I see people who, us, say, yeah, he's probably talking about Erica and me, I guess. Erica, my wife, of course, and, yeah, I mean, what the fuck, Erica has muscular dystrophy and is one of those more higher risk people, so, like, I live with her, so whatever my, assessment is at this point in the pandemic would be, you know, I have to consider you too, yeah. So yeah, anyway, she got the vaccine though, so I'm hoping that things ease up, you know, with all that. Her parents got vaccinated. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, she got her first dose of the Pfizer thing, and then the second one will be coming. So, also I want to do like stand-up comedy again. To hell with Dr. Seuss. He wasn't even a real. Yeah, like fuck Dr. Seuss. It was really just something to. Yeah, I mean it's just bullshit. I'd much rather have fun talking with you guys. To hell with Dr. Yeah, not a real doctor. Who gives a fuck? He wrote some books and then they had some racist images in them. You know, like it doesn't matter. But yeah, it will be like probably a Tune Tuesday in some capacity. Um, and I was gonna do a Toon Tuesday about cancel culture or something. Usually, like when it comes to time, like Monday, I'll start on Toon Tuesday, and I usually don't. Sometimes I might have like I've got ideas sometimes that I want to do, but they're pretty involved. I know they will be in regards to animating. Cancel culture. Did you see Chris Delia released a video? I don't know who that is. I'm not sure if I should, but yeah, I have no idea what that is, so I don't know. But feel free to inform me about it. Anyway, cancel culture. Um, okay, never. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Um, oh, a comedian. Yeah, I feel like a shithead every time. I'm into comedy, and I haven't done it in a little minute here, but I was doing comedy. And then sometimes Erica or somebody will mention like some comedian, probably that I should know, and I don't. And then like, what the fuck? I feel like if you are like, like if you're like a rapper, for example, you should know about like old school hip hop. And Mr. Potato Head is a transsexual now. Big deal. Who cares? Right? Yeah, that might be a Teen Tuesday as well. So you got Mr. Potato Head and cancel culture in general, and Dr. Seuss being a racist. So those are all ideas for Teen Tuesday. But sometimes the way I want to animate it, I don't want to like go halfway with the idea in my head. Like I'm not saying they're going to be like a 15-minute long cartoon, but like I know the work that will be involved in animating the thing. Like I did the Mars Attacks one. If you watched that one this past Tuesday, I think it took me from I sat down at noon, got done at 4 o'clock, so it was 4 hours. What I think it's not even that long of a cartoon, you know what I mean? So none of them are. They're like a minute to 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes usually. They're like 45 seconds to a minute and a half. But it takes like hours of my time. I'm glad to put the time in. I'm just saying, like the more like involved ideas. It's gonna take time. I think the New World Order one where I had been on the break and came back. That took a couple of weekends. Not the whole weekend, but like one Monday, and then the next Monday I had to finish it. A ninja with a pencil. Maybe add the cancel chase from Paw Patrol BS2. See, like there's so many. I don't know what that is. Maybe add the cancel chase from Paw Patrol BS2. So if that's for real that they want to cancel Chase from Paw Patrol, I guess I'm not surprised. I mean, it could be you're joking with me, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Paw Patrol is probably anti-Semitic, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, Toon Tuesday, like usually, like I'll put it off until the day before, which is a lot better than the way it used to be, where I would put it off all the way till like Tuesday after I get home from work, and then I'll stay up till like 2 in the morning, and then technically it comes out on Wednesday. Did you see Joe Goes released a video ad Lily and is full trans now? Oh wow. I didn't know that, but thinking about Joe Goes, he kind of looks like he would be trans. You're saying that Joe himself went trans? Huh. But like if that's true, I mean it seems like I could see it, I could see that. What's in the Ross's bag? This? Yeah, I had this bag here because this was just like some candy, maybe to eat while I was on the show, but I don't need any candy right now. Yes, Joe Goes is Lily now, but does he do the show still? So is it like Lily Goes? Or is he just focused on being a transsexual girl? I never watched any like multiple episodes of Joe Goes, besides the one where he focused on the march and when he went to the gathering and did the rap battle. I know it was cool when Not Slim got on the March video. Um, there was a March video that had me pulling some homie up on the stage, like you can't like where Blake had like you know was being interviewed, and it was like you knew it was Blake. I had like a far out shot. You wouldn't know it was me unless you were looking for it. But there's a shot, sweet ass shot of me on the stage at the end of ICP's set, pulling some homie out of the crowd onto the stage. No, Joe Go's series last video was Juggalo March. Then a couple days ago, Lily made an upload video. Said no more Joe Go's. Cancel Blake 2021. That's odd to just out of the blue. So he was fully transitioned and just came out with that video. That's kind of crazy. Seems like that's quite a shock, I would think, to like his viewership. I would think that maybe you would like leading up to your transitional surgery be like, hey guys, I'm just coming out to you all, and this is my true self. And my truth is that I've wanted to be a girl the entire. Say something like he wanted to be a girl the entire time of his life. Before coming on a video where he's just like, hey, look, I'm a chick now. I don't know if I didn't see the video, but I'm assuming that he's just got like tits and long hair and the whole thing out of the blue versus like some posts leading up to that being like still like a man and saying like, hey guys, like I feel like I identify as being a girl. I've got a surgery scheduled, so don't be surprised. But anyway, like I'm not saying how he should run his shit. If he wants to fucking shock his people and whatever. Wanted to be a girl the entire time. Now you can easily tell if Joe Goes is a rerun now. No tits, makeup, wig, and dress. Okay, so he's dressing like a girl. Yeah, but I guess that's what you got to do until you got that paycheck to get the tits and the vagina. If you're in that situation, it's probably a lot. Yeah, he's like cross dressing. If you're in that situation to where you're thinking that you're the wrong gender, seems let down your hair sploss. Yep, this is video was kind of like I collaborated with Blake to. This is our reveal now of like being like, look guys, this is me coming out to you guys as a chick. I identify as a lady. He's got Gorilla Glue. He can't. Yeah, what my thought was, yeah, if you're in that situation where you're like a transgender person, it seems like it'd be better to be a dude, because it'd be easier to make a hole versus the penis. Anyway, I remember when your hair was short when we met. Yeah. I think it was in the 2014 gathering. My hair was completely shaved, like very close shave look, not like bald, but yeah, very close shave. And so from 2014 to now, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, that's like 7 years. So I guess for 7 years my hair's been growing. So when I first met Blake in 2015 gathering, my hair was short by comparison to this, but it was long. It had enough length at that time to put it up in braids. Right, we didn't gather till 2015, which is, but I was saying 2014 was when it was shaved, I think. So I guess in a year's, unless it was in 2013. Maybe it was in 2013 when I shaved. Now I have no idea. It couldn't have been like 8 years of growth of my hair. That doesn't make any sense. At any rate, when we first met in 2015, my hair was long enough to put up in braids. I've been growing my hair out for about a year now since the pandemic. I was watching a recent stream of the Not Slim One Positive Vibes show, and your hair looks pretty bushy. Dancing with sparklers. Yeah. Man, that 2015 gathering, my dad had died just the week before. So I was in like a weird headspace having just come off. I'm not sure if everybody knows that. Blake is aware. But my dad had died and I almost wasn't able, I might have not been able to go to the gathering. But his funeral was like the Wednesday, like literally the week before the gathering. But I was able to still go, and I felt like that. I mean, the gathering is such a fucking uplifting event that I felt like it helped me um, during such. I mean, I'll remember when MGK was high on mushrooms and threw up on the stage. That was during Dancing with Sparklers. Yeah, I mean, I saw you talking about that on Facebook recently with some Vanna White or some Savannah, whoever, um, Vanna White, somebody on Facebook. It doesn't matter. But yeah, yeah, I think the sparkler thing was during his set. I know that we were chilling out by the camper, not watching the Machine Gun Kelly, but the main story I remember about Machine Gun Kelly was that what wasn't it that the crowd was didn't like him, and then he hopped into the crowd off the stage, and then he won him over, or something like that. I remember that being a thing as well. We always take some time during every gathering of Juggalos to pay respect to Ross's dad. I think usually in a BK One Last Chance performance. I remember I was really high, allegedly, on, I don't know, for YouTube's sake, if what I should mention I was high on, but, anyway, I was like tripping out at like the One Last Chance ABK set, I believe, in 2015, and yeah, they were playing Last Chance, and it was very meaningful. Yeah, turned down for what? That's right. So I mean, turned down for fucking COVID-19, I guess. Um, but before, quick story, in 2012 was my first gather. We did in Oklahoma City as well. Yeah. Yeah, guys, like, you guys might be, we were walking back to the camper, and then, like, it was the end of the gathering, I think. Hell yeah, Last Chance is a dope track. Yeah, people were letting off fireworks at the end of the Oklahoma City gathering, and we, like, I guess we're talking about my dad in general and just like paying him respects. Like, man, like, I'm sure everybody's lost somebody in their life, but like, if like to lose your dad is like super heavy shit. You know what I mean? And sucks. But yeah, quick story about the Last Chance thing. Before I ever went to a gathering, I've seen the Last Chance music video, and it's got like some actors that they hired. That's like this like family, and the video seemed kind of a little bit cheesy to me. But when I was at my first gathering, I you know had gotten some mushrooms of some sort of a particular variety, and man, fuck, I was like fucked up on that, and I was over like laying on the ground by the main stage, and this metal music was playing that I was like kind of not feeling in the moment of just hearing this like metal music, and I was like freaking out, and the trees in Cave and Rock by that river where like the leaves were like the guy was screaming his last song. It was like, oh, and like the leaves were like melting towards my face. I was freaking out, not having a good time actually. But then it, calmed down, and then I was having a good time. ABK came on the stage, and at first I was like facing away from his performance, and it was like I was watching the carnival rides, like the lights like spinning and spinning and spinning, and I finally turned around to watch ABK, and he had like this green light on the performance on the stage, and it looked like a vortex was ripped in like space, and he was like rapping, and like it looked like he had like came out of a vortex, and it was crazy. And then he got to the Last Chance song, and in that state of mind, and I think that might have been the first night of the gathering. It doesn't matter. He played Last Chance, and then like the emotional sentiment of this song. If you had like one last chance to say something to someone that you cared about who died. Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, seeing other portals to some dimensions. It's pretty nuts. But yeah, the full sentiment behind that song, Last Chance, like just like washed over me, and like I like was crying. Um, and like again, like the music video that I'd seen, it was kind of corny, but then like the full like weight of like the emotion of the song like came over me in that moment. And I remember like tears were coming out of my face, and I was like, wow, you know what I mean? And that was like I think the first, and then like Lotus might have played. That was the first time seeing Dark Lotus. So anyway, like being at the gathering, the first one, the first event that we did was a wet T-shirt contest hosted by Ron Jeremy, and then they were like spraying Fago, and like this Fago hit me. Hey Jordan, what up though? Thanks for tuning in, man. I was just catching up everybody on like my first gathering, the emotional way that I felt when I first heard Last Chance performed by ABK on mushrooms, and yeah, man, like so like just hooked into the gathering immediately. How have I been, man? I've been okay, you know what I mean? Like, things suck, but, like, feels like maybe it's getting a little bit better, we were talking about, and, I'm just kind of, like, shooting the shit with my friends. Yeah, yeah, man. That was at the, Shimmer Forest one, and, that was a lot of fun. You, me, and the Iceman were going around. The live trip experience mixed with your experience makes it deeper experience. Yeah, it was like fucking like really deep, and like I just knew between. All right, so I've been a fan of Insane Clown Posse since I first heard them in high school, and then my first gathering, I was like, I'm not gonna miss another one of these. Yeah, it was a great fucking time for sure. I think. um, what was that band that played? I think we're on that shit too for when. Gosh, I wish I had the booklets in front of me. It was like a well-known. It's a group of like black guys, and it was like they're like classic shit. God, do you guys remember? It's at Shimmer Forest. It was the main stage act, and fuck, man. They were not like, I don't think they were like rap. They were like so I don't know. They were like classic. It wasn't like KRS-One. I just forget it. I can't think of it. Any clues well enough to like relay what I'm talking about. But anyway, before I'd ever gone to a gathering or any ICP shows, I knew they sprayed Fago, and just being like a fan of the music and not having dove into the culture at all at that point, I always thought like No, 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 not City Morgue or Ghostbane. It's like I got the booklets in here somewhere, but it's not important. Um, anyway, before going to a gathering, I always was like, yeah, I don't know why anyone would want sticky soda sprayed all over them. But then when I went to the first gathering and we went to the first event, my ex girlfriend at the time, the first thing we did was um, go to the wet T-shirt contest, and they were spraying the Fago, and the Fago got on me. And it's just it's like what they say, it's like being baptized in Fago. It's like somehow everything clicked into place. I got the full sense of like all the acts. I was like, oh, Dark Lotus is like the super group. ABK is like this like Native American character. Blah blah blah. Anyway, getting hit with Fago is what really it just like everything just locked into place with the first gathering. What is your first memory of meeting in 2015? I can't remember. And Gathering of the Juggalos 2015 vid shows you already in the camper. I'm so in need of a Fago shower. Yeah, man. My first meeting, I think I had gotten to the parking lot and I guess was just scanning around for people, or I mean, I was looking for you specifically. Maybe I was like headed towards the campers, and you were like, I guess your camper was stuck in the mud actually. And you were wandering around, and I was wearing that blue cat shirt. Um, and then I think we, hugged it out, and then that was the first time we met. You're like, hey, blah blah blah, my camper's stuck in the mud, and then you had a group of homies all trying to push your camper out of the mud. I remember Monica brought chicken in the camper after a Mad Child show. I think that was 2015. It's a spiritual experience to let go of caring if you are sticky or not. Yeah, yeah, totally. Like, the norms of, like, obviously, like, why would you want to get covered in soda? Like, well, why the fuck not? It's fucking a lot of fun. Um, and ICP shows, like, before I met Blake, I watched, so I went to 2012, 2013, and 14. And I met Blake in 15, but I'm not sure if I got on the stage for sure or not for ICP. I feel like I did. And it seems like after meeting with Blake since, every time I've seen ICP, I get on the stage. Because before, I would be in the crowd, and then they'd come out for Fago Armageddon, which they're always billing as like this VIP bonus experience where you and you see the people from my life changed at 2014 Gathering of the Juggalos. I was already a Juggalo, but I just reaffirmed it as a lifestyle. Yeah, definitely. Because even like again, like going back to the times where like I was like in ninth grade and I was listening to the CDs on like a Jogman walkproof thing with headphones at night in my bed. I loved the music, um, but and I heard the music term Juggalo a bunch. But like at the time, I was like, I don't know if I would like call myself a Juggalo necessarily. But once I hit the 2012 Gathering, from then on, all that went away completely. I was like, oh man, I'm down with this, like by a large margin. Like I'm definitely claiming Juggalo. Been to ICP shows, but man, the Gathering is something else. Yeah. Um, Because, like, I think about, like, ICP being my favorite band, and, like, then you compare them to other music that you like, and I like all sorts of types of music, but, like, I'm having trouble think of fucking, like, Smash Mouth, for example. They got a good song like, Might as well me walking on the sun, and the fucking All-Star. That might be kind of, like, corny. But, like, Nickelback's got some songs that are, everybody makes fun of Nickelback, but I'm sure you'd be lying. I mean, come on, you can't tell me that you don't bump a couple of Nickelback songs. I mean, I don't bump them frequently, but like I can listen to Nickelback and think they're good. The point is, like say with Smash Mouth, like they've got like two songs I can name, but I don't know what albums those are called. I I know their name Smash Mouth. There's other songs that I've heard that are like classic rock songs, but I couldn't tell you what band played them. Nickelback just hated on They Alright. Yeah, they're fine. I mean, whatever. I don't hate the guys. Um, but the point is, like, there's lots of music I listen to, but like the amount of Insane Clown Posse, like, and all the Insane Clown Posse does, like, these streams are I mean, like 3 hours, like you got like pretty much 10 hours each week, more like 369, rounded up to 10, 10, 20, like 40 hours every month. It's just like gobs of like fucking content for like 30 years. And I don't know of many bands that put themselves out there as accessibly as ICP. So like take like Cheerios the cereal for example. I think I looked at like a bar chart. This is a random like comparison, but like cereals, there's Cheerios and da 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 other cereals, and like Cheerios makes them the most money, like billions and billions, and the other ones like it's like less. It still makes money, but like Cheerios is like a large margin of the profit. So if you compare that to like bands that like here's ICP and here's like other bands, like I like Rob Zombie and like some other music, but like by the margin of how much I like ICP, it's like pretty much immeasurable. And like how ICP say that like I didn't notice the cat the whole time. Oh yeah, little cat chilling. Tune Tuesday is a grind, and I respect the consistency. Well, thank you, man. It is a grind. It takes time to animate just the short amount of like what you see each week. Like it took like hours. It didn't. It's not like I can just bust them out. What's funny, I was telling my wife this about Toon Tuesday recently. Like when I first started doing Toon Tuesday, some of them would only take an hour or two because like there was one I did about International Women's Day. If you've been watching for that long or recall that one. And at that time, to kind of get ideas, I'd look on the calendar for like what was the holiday that day, and there's those like random holidays. Yeah, man, I think you should be a voice on a Toon Tuesday, and I'm sure we'll make that happen one day. But like, there's those holidays that are totally random that nobody actually knows about, like International Women's Day. I mean, I guess some people have heard of that, but I mean, like, there's 4th of July, Christmas, and the blah blah blah. But then there's like Puppy Day and bullshit like this. So anyway, that year when I started Toon Tuesday, it fell on that Tuesday. It was International Women's Day. So the tune was just a lady doing this animation back and forth and flipping. And I was saying, it's International Women's Day, it's International Women's Day, hey, 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 hey. And that was all the tune was, it was pretty basic. And I could put out some shit like that now, but because in the way that Toon Tuesday has like taken off with the channel, I feel like some obligation. Not, I didn't ever feel okay with like putting out completely stupid shit, but when I did put out Toon Tuesdays, as long as it was content, people seemed to enjoy it anyway. I'm just saying, like the effort that I put into it is a little bit more than what it was starting out. I mean, that wasn't very often that I'd put out a completely minimalistic tune, but sometimes I did that. Can I ask, what do you use to animate? So they don't use Microsoft Paint, and it was discontinued on computers now, but I use Microsoft Paint, the old style of paint, and I've drawn with that since I was a kid. It's really easy for me to use. Just fill in the colors, and you can shade up the colors to whatever shade you need, and I draw it and change the frames as I need them, and then I drop it into just a random editor. I use this thing called Pinnacle, and it's not like, there's also like really good editing things like Adobe or something else. I don't use that. And then I just like play the frames. Like if they're talking, I'll have a frame where the mouth is a line, and then I'll open their mouth, and then I just like drop the frames in of their mouth open and their mouth closed, and copy and paste them along the waveform of whatever I'm having them say, and pretty much keep it simple like that, because like your mouth can make different, shapes, but to keep it simple, it would take forever to animate the mouth, making every sort of like contortion of shape. But sometimes if I'm saying a line that's like a hard, like, you did this, I will animate the mouth in like an O shape if I want it to look good. Hi, from New York, Wig Splitter. What up, though? Um, so I got this notification just now. It said the PS4 will enter rest mode in 10 minutes. I just moved the joystick around on the thing to prevent that. I don't know if that will stop it or not. So if the stream cuts off, that's why, I guess. I just got that pop up. But anyway, it's been like fucking fun hanging out with you guys. Yeah, it's good, I think. I hit X and all this. It should be fine. But yeah, Toon Tuesday. I also can animate some things easier. That's dope. MS Paint is classic. I wonder if 2D live mapping would work well. Bronx Sushi. Only 6 books been banned by Dr. Seuss. Oh yeah, we can talk about that for a second too, since I did title the episode about that. Yeah, so anyway, they banned some books from Dr. Seuss. If you look at some of the pictures in there, I mean, there's these images of like some Chinese people. I thought those were whatever, but you know, I'm not Chinese, so I don't know if it's maybe it's very offensive. It was over. They said it had abusive content. Well, someone shared on Facebook that like he was like in Africa with these like, and it was like jet black like tribal characters with like the big lips. But I didn't get around to reading this Wikipedia thing on him because it ended up probably not being that interesting anyway, and it was way more fun to talk about the gathering and stuff. But from what I read, I mean, he was a Democrat. I don't know. I don't want to get political about it, but I mean, I looked up his political views on Wikipedia and read them a little bit. But I want to film my mouth and then import it over the cartoon instead of animated mouth. Remember those old Conan O'Brien skits? Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, there's like, I was gonna say like, there's green screen usage that I utilize too, because you can animate a character doing something, and then like if you put green all around them, then you can chroma key it out and then like place them in the scene as you need, and you can animate some things at once, because it's sometimes hard to animate one character doing one thing. And for example, Minicam would work. It's free. One example was the Gorilla Glue Bill cartoon. At the end, that had some animation where she was in the well with the hose, and then there's 2 stripper hoes were in the well shaking their asses back and forth, and then she was like raising the roof. So I animated the one chick, and then green screened it all around her, and then placed her in the scene. And then I recolored the other characters. It's the same chick, and I just changed the hair color or something, and maybe like the underwear color, and then placed her on the opposite side, and then had the one, like the black girl character, doing this pretty simplistic raise the roof thing, and then the mouth talking was also green screened on there. So, and that took like a couple hours of animation to do that part of the well. So like, I thought that episode that day, I think it was Valentine's Day that I did that, and then Tuesday was the next day. No, I animated it. I worked that week Monday and Tuesday, so I didn't have any time Monday to animate it. So Valentine's Day was on a Sunday, and we had our Valentine's Day festivities, had dinner and all this, and it was all said and done with. So in the downtime of Valentine's Day, I animated the Gorilla Glue Bill cartoon, and I came up with the idea. I was trying to think of an idea, and then I saw like on Google some article about Silence of the Lambs, and then at the time people were talking about that super glue girl. So then I just combined the two ideas. I was like, okay, there's the Toon Tuesday, and had the idea. She'll be in the well, blah blah blah. If you saw the cartoon, you know what it is about. So I thought that would go pretty quickly. I was like, I want to animate something that's gonna not take all day. But as I was working on the tune, I just at first I looked up on YouTube it was like realistic chroma keyable strippers, but I didn't want to put that in there like as a creative decision, and I wanted to animate Toon Tuesday characters instead. So their butts rocking from one side to the next, you know, like I gotta draw it, draw it, draw it, and it's just a subtle change, subtle change, subtle change. But it ended up taking 2 hours. So depending on how like involved into the Toon Tuesday I get, like it can take some extra time because, you know, like I'm like, man, I want it to look like this. So that's why I don't. That's why I hold off on doing like the idea I have for the cancel culture tune or whatever else is the idea, because it depends on how much time I have and all this. Are people still putting Gorilla Glue in their hair for attention? That's crazy. I saw where the Iceman had shared that some dude did it as well, and he called him an idiot. But I know that the chick that it happened to, she had to go to the hospital, so that's kind of serious. But I don't know, like, yeah, it's dumb to put Gorilla Glue in your hair. I think she did it like literally not. I didn't watch the video that she did. I just saw it was an article. Everybody was talking about it, so I was like, oh, this has got to be a Toon Tuesday. But if people recreate that trying to get like views on YouTube, I don't think that's insane. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if he ended up getting like a viral video out of it, I don't think it's like, oh man, what a dumbass. Because like, whatever you got to do. I mean, like, if you put Gorilla Glue in your hair and then upload it into YouTube, and you got 50 views for it, then maybe you're a dumb fuck. But if he ended up getting a lot of views and noticed, then that's not a loss. You know what I'm saying? So, because people do crazy shit all the time to get like a viral video out there. There was some other thought that I had. It's understandable, true. Yeah, because like, you ever see these posts on Facebook that are of, would you slap your cousin for $1 million? And it's like this dumb shit, and it's like, well, of course you would. Why wouldn't you? A slap's not gonna kill somebody. So, this one guy I'm friends with on Facebook posted like, would you have sex with your significant other on Facebook Live for $1 billion? And then like he said like he would. However, he said it in a funny way, but he said that he would do it. And then some people were like, yeah, of course I would. But then some people commented on his thing and was like, this is the most ignorant thing you've ever posted. You know, you should have more self-respect for yourself than that. I'd slap my grandma for 1,000 common now. Yeah. But to the person that says like you wouldn't have sex on Facebook Live for $1 billion, like just because you have like too much self-respect, you're a moron. I feel like it's $1 billion. Like, and someone commented like you can buy your respect back for $1 billion. I mean, like, you would be able to pay off your mother's like house loan, and you're put up your whole family in like an elevated situation for life. And yeah, I mean, like, I think that's, I mean, you know, maybe you're shy. Like, I understand not wanting to fuck on camera for $1 billion in front of like people that you'd be Facebook friends, like have your aunt see you having sex. But I mean, fuck, man, just tell her like, hey, like aunt, whoever, like, here's like a fucking $100,000. Yeah, a billion, and your family's set for life. I mean, if they would see that, they would just turn it off immediately. And then the people that were into it would be like, what the hell, and just check it out. And then, like, I think it's just silly to say that you wouldn't do it. I feel like if you're saying you wouldn't do it, like, who are you kidding? A billion is families on families, kids, kid, a set of doing with what you do anyway. Right, exactly. So I feel like who are these like moral people who are trying, like, it's not a real situation that you'd have to prove anyway. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna offer anyone $1 billion to do that, so it's like pointless discussion. So it's easy to say that you wouldn't, but presented with the opportunity, I feel like they would. I think you have no self-respect if you don't fuck for a billion. Yeah, I mean exactly. If those people that said that um, were actually presented, they're like someone came to their door, knock, 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 and was like, "Here's like briefcases. I don't know how much briefcases $1 billion would fill. Multiple briefcases. Anyway, if they were like, here's a truck full of money, here's the cash, and all you have to do is go upstairs and have sex with. They're not even asking you to have sex with, you gotta be gay from it. Like, they're asking you to have sex with someone that you already have sex with, but just on Facebook in front of people that you know and, extended people that you're acquaintances with. And if you were to be like, no, I won't do that, my morals are too high, like, dumbass, cancel those people. Yeah, if you woke up with $1 billion in your bank account and someone saying, I just want to see you have sex with your wife, or I have. I mean, $1 billion is quite a lot of money. I mean, the matter of money in question is insane too. Like, it's a billion. Even for $1 million, I would do it. Like. But to say you wouldn't do it for $1 billion, like, how high are your values? And, like, what is the big problem with people seeing you fuck anyway? It's not like that. All right, so like if they ask, like, would you kill a litter of puppies for $1 billion? Maybe I wouldn't do that. I mean, I love animals. I don't want to hurt nothing, but like. So, I mean, I understand people have their limits, but to have sex, not have sex for $1 billion, that's crazy. I'm really a high animal advocate, I was watching the Juggalo Gong Show, and there was those people that had a snake on there, and they were trying to do a live feeding of a snake. Boom, puppy's dead, give me my money. Yeah, I mean, it's true, too, even with that, because it's $1 billion fucking dollars. You could save, like, those puppies that died would then... You could use a lot of that money to, like, start a animal non-kill shelter or something. I mean, the money, $1 billion outweighs many of the negatives of whatever thing you would be doing. Now, if they ask, let's say that you have to have $1 billion to kill your mom and kill your whole family. I mean, then you're talking about human lives, and you're talking about your own family. I wouldn't do that. People get paid to put down animals every day, and that just... a regular paycheck. Yeah, kill 5, save 1,000. So yeah, again, in that example, like even that outweighs the thing. Okay, kill fam, probably too far. See, yeah, exactly. Like, that is too far because, like, for example, going back to mentioning how my dad passed away, like, when you have a loved one pass away, if they have life insurance, assuming they've got life insurance, you get like a petty amount of money. So, like, whatever money that my family inherited from my dad passing away is, like, bullshit compared to, like, I'd gladly give that money back to have my dad be alive still and be healthy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, certain people you cannot replace. I mean, puppies come and go. I'm not, and please don't kill puppies. I mean, but, you get the point. I mean, like, but in that specific scenario of, like, would you have sex with someone that you have sex with anyway in front of the internet. Give me a break. You know, you wouldn't do it for a billion. I think you're just trying to seem like all hoity-toity and on your high horse, and like you have an opportunity that's not even gonna be real, to just kind of seem like you've got all these high morals. Like, oh, like you get a love reaction from Joe Swanson or whoever, and you get, you know what I'm saying. Okay, 1 billion, but you had to die after 12 years. I would maybe do that. That seems like, let's see, so right now I'm 30, I'll be 33 in October, and then so I'd be 43, so I'd be like 45. I'm sure I could do a lot of fun shit in 12 years with $1 billion, probably accomplish. Right, shit, that is a crazy, hypocritical. Um, Dang, that a good one, Dark Knight. Um, in 12 years, you could probably accomplish whatever you wanted to accomplish. What are you expecting to do with your life anyway? With $1 billion, I could get even better. I could probably have an animation team and like make even better Team Tuesdays. I could do this. I could gather. I mean, I have no. Think about this. Like, not everyone is a billionaire, and I'm probably way closer to being on the poverty line than being like in a high income earning sector of society. But even with between my wife and I, what we make, you know, if you remove the pandemic, I was going to the gathering every year. I never had any issue of making it to the gathering financially. I was able to go. We were able to go on cruises. But once that 12th year comes, it's going to be rough. Yeah, yeah, probably so. Probably it'd be all fucking fun. I'll bet the anxiety would start to set in. Like, you know, oh man, it's 2 years left till the end, and then you'd be like, whatever, I'm gonna rail this line of coke off a stripper's ass. But yeah, man, if it came down to the wire, I'd probably be pretty fucking bummed, I would think. You know, you want to act all tough and be like, yeah, I don't care. I'm sure you'd be crying. Your family would be distraught as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'd probably be sad from the beginning. Like, why did you make this deal? And you're like, no, it's fine. I'm gonna like pay you guys' house off, give you cars. It'll be great. I'll take you to Bermuda. But yeah, I'm sure like it came down to like time where like the deal was like the person in the Grim Reaper costume comes with a scythe, and they come and they like slit your neck open, and that's the deal, and they kill you that way. And like the Grim Reaper's coming down the driveway, your mom like, oh no, like, and then like embrace you and like, don't kill him, don't kill him, and then they have to like they show the contract you sign, and he points with a skeleton hand. And then there's a possibility of randomly dying before the 12 years. That's true as well. But maybe you would like be like want to push that anyway. It would be like because you obviously don't care about dying anyway if you're like going for it. So you'd be like doing like so much cocaine and like be like, you know, maybe towards that like 12th year, like you never like fucked with heroin, but you're like, you know what, fuck it, like, and you like drive like super fast near on like mountain cliffs with like no guardrail because you don't care. Like, why do you want a Grim Reaper skeleton to come scythe your neck open? You know, that ain't fun. So just like mash the gas as hard as you can, and like, yeah, maybe you just like push it to where you die on your own accord. Maybe on that 12th year, 12 months before it happens, be like really ramp up your like dangerous behavior or something. I don't know. It's a crazy scenario that'll never happen. But yeah, I guess you know nobody knows when they'll die in general. Check out the movie The Nines. Is that like a similar thing where there's a deal where someone dies? Yeah, you never know how much time you have left, you know what I'm saying? So, my message keeps getting deleted by Google moderator team. What the fuck? I mean, like, that's whack. Um, why would that be? Can you type the message with space in between each letter and then it doesn't recognize what you're trying to say? I'm not sure what you would be saying that would be happening. Hmm. What is good? So what is the topic? Switch bodies. Hey, for you two NB haters, yeah, you have to hook up. Switch bodies, you have to hook up with one of them. So, for you two NB haters, the topic, you know, like from the top of the show, we were talking about Dr. Seuss and cancel culture, but then we kind of like jumped around. Right now, we're talking about just these hypothetical scenarios. Not someone is saying to switch bodies, and you have to hook up with one of them to make it back to normal. Who, why, lol, forget it. Stupid Google. Who you got to hook up with? So if you're switching bodies with whoever it would be, you would be end up having sex with yourself, right? If that what is the scenario? That's a loaded question, Blake. Because I'd be my mother and hook up with wife, right? The way I'm picturing it is you switch bodies with, I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. Um, whoever you switch bodies with, you would be your brain in that person, and then you would be having sex with your body and that person's brain in your body, right? Your wife and your mom make the switch with. But am I switching with anyone? Or so like they switch, like my wife switches with my mom, and I have to have sex with my wife who has my mom's brain? So your mom's body with wife brain and opposite. And you have to have sex with both? Or one or the other? You have to have sex with both? One or the other. Okay, so then it becomes a question of if my wife has my mom's brain, that's weird, and then my mom has my wife's brain. Chicken says he'd bang his mother's body with the wife brain. Yeah, you wear a condom, not a big deal. I think that's what I would do as well. Because if you're fucking your wife, but they had your mom brain, I mean, that's, you know, basically that becomes your mom. You know what I'm saying? Because your brain. Wife with mom brain. Mom with wife brain. Memories never go away. Yeah, so, yeah, probably chicken's answer. I would say that you would bang your mom's body with your wife's brain because that is your wife at that point. And then they switch back, and then you can go back to the normal way. Fuck their brains out. Huh. What you could do is you could roofie your wife that has your mom's brain to where she's unconscious, and then it'd be like physically having sex with your wife, and then your mom's brain wouldn't be affected by it, but you might be mentally scarred for life, I would think. Probably either way, you'd be scarred for life if that was the craziest situation. Either way, you're fucked up for the rest of your life, yeah. But it's your mother's brain. I think maybe I'm. Feel me on this, like, what I just said, like, you take your wife's body that has the mom's brain, but she's passed out and is unaware of it, and then you fuck your wife's body, who you're used to fucking anyway. Then they switch, and then no one's none the wiser, and you just have to kind of like take a shower and like cry about it, and then you'll be good. Yeah, you'd be aware, but maybe you could be fucking like smashed, drunk, fucking down like a fifth, and just I don't know, man. It is bizarre. You know, something like that could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like science fiction, but think about the things that like people thought were impossible like 100 years ago. Um, Something like that could happen in some form, and I mean, unless all of like society is like destroyed before we reach that technological advancement. But like, what if computers advance to the point to where you can download all of your memories and personality, and like a machine scans your brain and downloads it into a computer brain, and then that's put into a, you know, a life like robot doll of your mom and your wife. I mean, yeah, something like that. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't even work like that. Maybe they can like synthetic. Like, who knows what. So all I'm saying is, like, it sounds like a crazy hypothetical thing. Probably never happened. The chance of it probably ever happening are still probably extremely, probably close to zero. But you never know. Yeah, it is a good question. It's a very interesting, good conversation for the stream here. It's like a Freaky Friday porn. I would watch that porn if it wasn't happening to me and it was these other people having to deal with that. That would be a good porn to watch, I think. If somebody had a hot ass fucking MILF mom and a hot ass wife, and then they switch brains, and then they have a dilemma of like who to roofie or what to do, and yeah, that would be interesting. Why are not porns more creative like that? I'm tired of um, whatever the fuck is going on in porn these days. The same old song and dance. You're right. I'd watch that porn too. Yeah, right. Fuck. I mean, why don't they let juggalos come up with porn ideas, or like creative people in general? You know what I mean? Like, it's the same shit over and over again. I've never seen any shit like that. And like, you can't tell me that like a lot of people wouldn't want to jerk off to that either. Gonna have some fun, show you how it's done. Thank God it's Friday. And you could call the porn could be called like Freaky Friday Fuck or something. I don't know. But yeah, there should be like movies, like like a movie budget. It's like an hour 30, and it's not all sex, but it's like, there are sometimes sex scenes in movies, but it should be like a they should make movies with full on like pornographic scenes thrown in there. I think that would be dope. And it's like basically it's a porn, but it's not as much sex as you would think. It's like there's like a whole like plot and like shit like that. And why the fuck ain't porn stars act? Yeah, right. Like I think Gianna Michaels is in that movie 3D Piranha. I've never seen 3D Piranha. I'm not sure if you've heard of Gianna Michaels either, but sometimes porn stars are in like these shitty horror movies. It's 2021. Grow the fuck up, porn stars. Yeah, I mean like, but next thing you know, they'll cancel porn. I think it was okay to like title the video about cancel shit, even though we're not talking about that primarily. But like it kind of like it like comes back to that in some way. So like God forbid that they fucking like oh no. I mean like we got to cancel pornography now for people who are over 18 that can make their own decisions. But yeah, I think I've thought about that before. There should be like movies um, with not like a huge emphasis on sex, but there's like fucking happens like intermittently throughout the movie, like and yeah, and it's full on pornographic. I mean, that would be great. They didn't have to be in theaters, but there should be like a streaming porn service. They got all these stream services. I mean, um, you, that would be kind of cool. And like, yeah, high quality original content with a lot of yeah, porn stars and stuff. So yeah, porn's free on the internet, so maybe that's why that doesn't exist. But if you had I guess people would rip it off. Yeah, Hulu for porn. I think you could have all sorts of shit on there. Oh man. Well, I've been having a good time with you guys. I'm super fucking like it's so funny to me the different avenues of technology to engage with people because there's the videos I make for YouTube that where I'm shooting on like a camera where I edit and upload later. $1 billion hair idea. And then there's like the live stream where you're in real time engaging with people. Then you've got like the Zoom calls. I've been telling you to get on a show on Studio 17. I haven't heard you request my presence on Studio 17 in a while. So, but I guess you mean like you've been like saying to do that. If so, if that's what you mean, yeah, you've in the past told me that I should be on Studio 17. Um, that's a thing too. That's the kind of point I was trying to get to because like there's these different there's different all these ways of engaging with people because like now it's just me and you guys and I'm interacting with the live comments. I felt like I was bugging you. I had to stop. Oh yeah, I understand that. So well, as all things come to fruition, maybe one of these days like we'll get you in the voice on the Tune Tuesday, and hopefully soon I can finally make a appearance on Studio 17 again. But yeah, like there's like this where it's just me and you guys interacting live. Then there's videos where I'm interacting with my audience, but it is not live. And then the live uploads are cool. There's scheduled uploads, and you can watch the live chat. So it sort of becomes like this style, because people comment and I'm able to talk with them. But that's different too because I'm commenting with them. This is where I'm verbally interacting back. then like you've got catching up through like Zoom call type of things, and that's a different. So you got like live streams, then you've got like static uploads, and then you can interact with the live thing there. There's Facebook Live, and it's just a matter of a different audience versus YouTube versus Facebook. Um, and then like there's what Blake's talking about with a group chat. Normally these streams on Studio 17 is like multiple personalities jumping in there to talk, which I've never really done well with. I'm able to interact with people one on one pretty well. Um, Sometimes in a group, I feel like I get lost or fade into the background because I'm like listening to other people talk, and I feel weird to interject. And then when I do interject, I don't know necessarily like maybe like this person over here. So I don't know if like for some reason I feel like totally not myself and comfortable interacting with you guys now. But then when I'm put onto someone else's platform and I jump in to speak, I feel kind of like more self conscious, so maybe like feel more reserved and like shy to talk, and then that's why I don't talk. That's how I feel when talking in groups. Yeah, man, like when I'm one on one with somebody, I feel good, but then I get in a group. Yeah, it's just juggalos, but like I don't know, some of them they're still people. But you're right, they're just juggalos. I guess there's no judgment, but and your pick is on the banner. Still, you are Studio 17. Yeah. Well, again, you're right. There's probably realistically nothing to worry about. It's just like a mental thing in general, like where you get into a group of people, and it's not just with Studio 17. It's in real life too. Sometimes where like there'll be a group of people, like at the gathering or something, and like everybody's talking, and then like I mostly just end up listening, and then I might like say something, but usually I never like jump in like add anything to the group, and then I just feel like self-conscious, like I'm just being kind of a wet blanket. And that's also probably a reason why I don't like go over to Studio 17 as well, because I feel like like but I can't ever talk over people, and seems you kind of have to do that in groups. Yeah, because like first of all, there's big personalities like um I don't know if I would consider myself like a huge personality. Like I like to, if it wasn't for this pandemic, I love to travel. I like to have a fucking good time, and I like to turn up and like, just like anybody. And I can pretty like, I don't view myself like, oh man, I'm so cool. I don't try to be cool, but like I want to, just like anyone, I want to be accepted and not seem like a complete doofus or anything. So like to some degree, I feel like I would like to be liked. So like when you speak, like you don't know what perspective the other person has, and I feel like you're kind of exposing yourself, and then you might say something, or you're trying to be funny, and then like it falls flat. And like normally with a close group of friends, when I'm talking, whatever I say, I know them well enough to where I know like what I'm saying will make them laugh or something. But if it's like a new group, I feel like a weird pressure to be on or something, and I don't want to have to like perform, so I just completely like shut off, and then I just end up listening to the rest of the group. And like Chicken is saying, like there's some other louder personalities, like Blake, you're a big personality, and you scream and are loud, so like um, I'm not saying like I have to like match that, but I'm just saying like what Chicken is saying in general, like you feel kind of like you have to speak over somebody or interject or some shit, and like you don't want to be rude. So yeah, it's something I would like to get over. Real quick, I'll tell this story. Like before, literally the week before the lockdown first began, I was doing all this stand-up stuff and it was all going so well. And the pale dork dude, he says, it's not rude, it's part of the community. Yeah, I know. And again, like, I'm not saying all of this is like, these are the validating reasons as to why I don't get on the thing. I'm just saying these are the. It's it's bullshit that I want to get over. I would love to jump into the conversation. I would like to be able to be in groups and like feel more confident in general. Um, so it's like, you know, mental things that is holding me back. I'd love to be able to have the ability to like interact in groups better, and it's something I'd like to work on. So it's, you know, maybe I should at some point jump on just for the sheer exercise of it. Let me rub your lamp. Um, but anyway, before the pandemic happened, I was doing all this stand up, and there was like this 5 week class of improv where, like, the improv class, where did 5 of the class sessions, and then that was about to be another thing that I did weekly, which was like I was going to be part of an improv group downtown and do improv comedy with a group of like 5 people every week. So when you're in that group of 5 people, you have to bounce off people and like play off their ideas and perform and think on the spot. So I felt like that was going to be a good sort of like tool in my toolbox to be able to interact with people. Yeah, I don't have a joke to tell right now. So, oh, I got a joke. I met this girl whose name was Destiny Chance. And I was like, which is it, bitch? So that you might not have laughed at that because like this isn't like a stand-up comedy venue in front of a live audience, and it's just like me talking to the PS4 camera. But I think there was like some person at the hospital who had that name, and it's a real name I'd seen, Destiny Chance. So you got the word destiny, which is like it's destined to happen. Don't G's me on this. And then the last name Chance, so it's up to Chance. So anyway, sounds like a stupid joke, and like again, like I didn't want to tell a joke because I don't need the pressure of like, oh, like tell us a joke that's gonna be so fucking knock your socks off. Well, that was the first thing that popped in my head when I performed that joke back when I did stand-up comedy. It fucking killed the room. Like I was doing my set and there was other shit, and it doesn't seem like anything. I met this girl named Destiny Chance, and I was like, which is it, bitch? I didn't think it was that funny. It fucking killed the whole room when I told that joke. Everyone just like fucking died laughing. You know what I mean? So again, like there's a difference between performing live comedy and just like retelling a joke over like a stream thing here. So anyway, it's not the best joke in the world. Yeah, you can tell a joke, the pale dork. So anyway, I was saying, yeah, the improv group thing. I was like performing in a group, and it was a lot of fun. And when I was a kid in school, um, I was in like second grade, and I was best friends with this kid named Evan. And then he had these other friends, and as we grew older, we kind of like grew apart. And then the best friends that I have now, we're all similar people, kind of like socially awkward and everything. But those friends as a kid, um, I initially became friends with Evan, and then he had like friends that were other like kind of like country boys. We're all from the South, so I guess we're all technically country people, but they were like way more country than I was. What do you call a crying sister? A crisis. Good one. Um, so anyway, at the lunch table, I'd sit with Evan and everybody, and they would all like talk amongst each other, and I would be kind of like off to the side, not really talking with them. I was kind of like the butters of the group at the time. I didn't really swear, and in South Park, the kids in the show South Park, they started off as 8-year-olds, and now I think they're up to like 10 years old or whatever. But like Matt and Trey talk about how they made the show, how like little kids talk with like a foul mouth when the parents weren't around. So like when we were real young, like second grade age, they would say like crap, and they didn't say like fuck and all this, but they like use some like light swearing. I didn't even say the word crap when I was like 8 years old. I didn't cuss at all. And then like I was pretty much like the butters of the group. And then probably in 8th grade of high school, I started to use like swearing in my normal vocabulary and like continue to do so. What do you call a half-eaten crunchy? Sorry, I wasn't in here. You're good. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, I think I was just kind of rambling about how like I have like a hang-ups about interacting with like a group. And I'd like to have the ability to like jump in and like talk without being like super inebriated. Just have like be like sober and be able to like interact with the group. Maybe feel more confident to like speak up. But when you drink a lot, that gives you more the not give a fuck ability to speak. Like that night at the Ohio gathering when I was 17 and freshness level 17, I had drink not the whole bottle of Fireball, but quite a bit of it. Yeah, liquid courage, man. Like sometimes when I was doing stand up, back when I was doing stand up, I wouldn't drink to excess, but I would maybe. At first, when I first was doing stand up, I wouldn't drink any. It would usually be at a bar or something, and other comedians would have a beer. And I just was trying to be like super serious about the stand up, and I was like, I have to be like totally sober. Um, but then as I continue to do stand up, uh, I would have like a beer before the show, and like yeah, it's like liquid courage. You kind of like loosens you up and everything. Our YouTube channel's cool. I guess some of them are, yeah. But at one stand-up comedy event, I didn't, I don't think, there's no way you're a comedian. Fuck you, whoever this is. Um, so at the, back in the normal times when I did stand-up comedy, uh, we did this show at a Ramada Inn, and then I don't think I drank um, anything before going up to do my set. And then after, so I'd gone up pretty early, like I was maybe like the second or third person to go up, so I was done with the set early, and then I just started drinking, and I had like 5 drinks, and they were all free from because it was like bring your own beer to the event, but like there was no refrigerator, so all the beers were warm, and I ended up getting sick as shit. That night. Big Will, yo, what up, Big Will? We were just talking about maybe doing some Studio 17 content at some point, I see you on Studio 17, so maybe I'll come chat with everybody again. I have not been on Studio 17 in a minute there. So my phone died apparently, so I can't really like moderate the chat. Yeah, fuck yeah, Big Will. I can't wait till there's like some sort of insane clown posse in person events again that we can all see each other again. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but it still remains true. You know, again, it's still speculation about like when they'll plan a um, in-person Monster Super Live Monster 5 event for ICP. So I'm gonna definitely try to make those. I know they've done the live in-person events for some of the streams, but like they're in Detroit, and yeah, I just haven't been traveling up there, you know, due to the pandemic, whatever. But as being when is the next live show? I guess they are off this because it's every other month, and so in March they did streams. Well, it's March now, so February they did streams for Juggalo day and month. So I guess March they'll do nothing, and then April, if they're following the same pattern, I'm assuming they'll come back and possibly. Oh, it was lame. What made it lame? I'm assuming their next live shows will be sometime in April, and the streaming service will come back again. So. You scared, bro? Chicken's World, there was not many people there. The best spot to chill was outside, but it was like 2 degrees. Oh, damn. Yeah, I look forward to when this cold weather goes away, too. Like today, like it's not too bad, pretty mild. So, I look forward to warmer weather and hopefully seeing some friends that I haven't seen in a year soon. Like Lance, if you know who Lance is. Big shout out to Lance. I know probably Blake knows who I'm talking about. So anyway, I don't want there to be too much dead silence on the show. So thank you guys who have been watching this long. I've been streaming for about an hour and like almost 45 minutes. So I might cut it off here pretty soon. But thank you guys for watching yet again another video. Whoop whoop. Much love and respect to you guys. I'll finish these Skittles and then we'll probably end the stream. Miss you too, man. It's been mentally detrimental to not see any of you guys. Can't wait to get together again, man, soon. I really look forward to it. Like, I'm not a guy that like normally cries. Like, I feel like men are like trained by society to not cry very often. It feels like I could like break down crying if I ever finally get to see you guys again. Like, oh man, like what the fuck? Probably won't again because of the mental blockade that's been stuck up. Let's go to a concert and sleep in a bed together to save money. Yeah, we used to just do that shit all the time. Fucking drive to New York City. I would fly. I've never been outside of the country other than to Canada, but once I had gotten into flying there, I was like wanting like Erica's friend Tara like goes to Europe. I wanted to fly to Europe. You can't do that shit easily now. You got to quarantine for like 2 weeks. That's insane. So I want to be able to travel the world again and see the homies again. Um, you know. So anyway, enough sentiment, and hope you guys enjoyed watching. I've enjoyed hanging out with you guys. If I had any last things on my mind to mention, I'm not like a podcast kind of guy. I don't know why I'm plugging Tom Green's podcast, but I've been finding that interesting lately. If you listen to podcasts, love you too, man. Check out Tom Green's Living in a Van thing. Love you, brother. Whoop whoop. There's also YouTube videos where Tom Green travels around in a van and lives out of a van with his dog. Check that out on YouTube. Anyway, random plug to Tom Green for some reason. Yeah, look, you can comment a joke if you have the time before I end the stream here. That's fine. Anyway, thank you guys. See you soon, and hopefully the coronavirus will be canceled, and we can see each other again. So, I bid you adieu, and please excuse the trailing off, send off as I stumble through trying to end the stream here. Probably going to fuck up. Broadcast will be stopped. Alright, see you guys. If you still can hear my voice, thank you.